Welcome guys to VFL F1 Esports League for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Sorry about the late start with the comms. So let's see, we got some lap times starting to get in here right now. Currently we got Crooks here 108.024, Raceway 108.7. Oh, Darson goes 108.277 into P2 right now, and Brookie with a 108.9, James Al 110.6. And Hugh Sam with a 107.9 so far. We're following along with Scotty right now as he's about to get across the line and get a time in one nice and Spicer to 114.7. Oh, he's going back into the pits. Probably did not have a good lap there. Jennifer with a 108.5. A lot of 108s and 109s right now. Mostly the 108 is what I'm looking at. So both Renault having bad laps here as it seems right now. They're going to have to get back into the pits and get her back again. We got Woolly Mammoth here running, I think. Might be on a hot lap still, not sure if his lap is going too well or not, but he seems to be trying to finish it as best as he can. So let's have a look on and see how his lap comes to an end as Vagilis there goes 107.6, so not a bad lap from him. And Hugh Sam at the next 107.9. That's William Ahmed there with a 109.8. We got Maz Baron getting out on track on his hot lap right now. Let's see what Williams can do for this qualifying session. So 18 minutes qualifying session. We're already 13 minutes left. And then we're going to get straight into the Brazilian Grand Prix, which should be quite an interesting race. A lot of 107s, 108s are what we're seeing. I think 107s are definitely a time you want to get into right now if you want a really good start on this race session here. And TNE Hawk getting into the session just before. So we still got Scotty, Johnny Stokes, TNE, and Masbaron to make lap times here, as Masbaron's going to have to get another go at this because that didn't work out too well for him there. Definitely is going for it. So let's see how he finishes this lap. Let's see, he's starting on his hot lap there right now. Let's get the lap data on at the top. So we'll have a look at what sort of time they're about to bring in. And this is going to be quite an interesting race, guys, because as we have it, let's have a look at our driver standings, where we have Vagilis currently leading with 275 points and Scotty in second with 258 points. That's 17 points behind. So this could be a decider today on what's going to happen here. Then we have Huge Sam in third right now, 244 points. He's 14 points behind Scotty there. And again, Crooksy with 204 points. Dilligaps 164, James Al 157, Darson 93, Johnny Stokes 77, Mass Baron with 74, Raceway with 71, Rob Simracer with 47, Frank 46, Wooly Mammoth 45, Nice and Spicer 35, RJ for 13, and Envoy Extreme 7. But let's see how this is gonna go between Vagilis and Scotty for today, as I think we have Scotty on another hot lap going. Let's see what sort of lap time he is going to get here. We're going to go on board on his car right now as he finishes this lap. Let's get the track map on so at least you can see where he is. That was the purple sector 1 thus far, and let's see if he can continue this all the way through. Definitely he's going to want to get a front row start if he wants to challenge right now for the championship, at least maybe to try and keep it alive if he can. I'm not even sure right now. I haven't looked too much at it, but we're going to see how that plays out to the end here. And goes 108.2, not in the 107, so he might want to give this another go, which I'm quite sure he will. And let's see who else is currently running. We got Johnny Stokes running, his teammate there, Scotty's teammate. Let's see where he's going to go, as he just did a purple sector 2. Seems to be on for a pretty good lap. And let's see how he's going to be able to finish sector 3 and maybe get a good time in, maybe get at least in the top 5 for the race start here. Oh, and goes P2, a 107.9. Potential P2 start for the next Renault driver. Not too bad at all. Let's see where Scott is going to be when he does get another lap time in. Vangelis still holds it on provisional pole for 107.6 so far. And he's invalidated whatever lap he's trying to run there at the moment. I think we have TNE Hawk might be running a hot lap here right now. Let's have a look at what he's up to and see if he's going to be able to get top 5 race start in here. And that was a purple sector 1 from TNE Hawk, so it seems to be on a pretty good lap. Let's see if we can continue this all the way through sector 2. I'm going to stay on the overhead cam at least for now and just have a look at how he finishes this lap. Seems to be moving pretty quickly around this track, getting through corners comfortably. Crooksy already out of this session, so he's not going to be able to make a better lap than a 108.024. Of course, that's a pretty good time, so he should still have a pretty good start with that. As we have TNE Hawk coming to the end of his lap, and he goes P1 at 107.098, fastest lap in the session so far. So he holds provisional pole for the moment at least. So Vangelis is going to have to get it back here and try for a better lap. I think Scotty might be on another lap here at the moment. No, I think he's going to have to try for another one. Let's see if he's going to be going for one here or not on these tires. I'm not sure as yet. He is on the mediums trying this. Let's see what Al Jodifer is up to. I'm not sure if he's running a hot lap there or not. Willie Mammoth currently at a 109.4. Let's see if he's going to get an improved lap. I'm not sure if he's on another lap here or not. But we're going to have a look, see how that goes. Now, we're very competitive lap times on this qualifying session so far. So 107s to 109s. There's a 2-second gap between where P1 and P16 at the moment for the race start at least. So very close gaps in terms of lap times. It's going to be quite an interesting race start. We're going to try and catch as much of it as possible as we can. Hopefully, if any incidents do happen, we do get it on screen. As I think Will Mammoth is now trying for a good lap. Let's see if he's able to get into a 108 or maybe a 107. I think Hugh Sam might be on another hot lap there going. We'll have a look at him in just a bit when we get finished with Willie Mammoth here. Mass Baron is on another out lap right now. He's trying to improve his time from 14th for a race start. He wants to get at least maybe into the top 10 just to get a better start going here. Vagil is already on another out lap right now. Scotty back into the pits. Johnny Sock still holding it out in P3 at the moment. Oh, and Hugh Sam goes up to P1 now, a 106.8. Quite an impressive lap time. Holds provisional pole with that. Definitely a good lap time to contend with. So let's see if anyone else is able to get all the way up into the 106. Can't say we've never seen some pretty impressive lap times from this league thus far. So let's see. We got Masbar now beginning his hot lap. And already did a 108.9, but not good enough. He's going to have to try and do better. Let's see where he goes. As I think we got Vagelis on this hot lap. Not a purple sector 1. So let's see how the rest of this lap is going to go for him. Scotty on another outlap right now. So Scotty and Vagilis are two of the drivers we're definitely keeping an eye on today, along with Hugh Sam, and we got Tierney Hawk out in front as well. Johnny Stokes, Scotty's teammate, is up there still as well in P4, and Darson currently P7. Even with such good lap times, they're still a little down the field than they would like to be. So let's see how this session finishes. We got about just under 4.5 minutes left in qualifying right now. And we got Vagilis about to go across the line, and let's see where he goes. Goes a 106.9, puts it in P2 for now. Just about 1/10 of the time of Huge Sam. Tierney Hawk down to P3. Let's see if we can contend with these guys as the lap times they're now putting in. We got Scotty on a hot lap again here right now, following overhead with him, and let's see if he's able to get it into a 107 or potentially even into the 106 for a race start here. Oh, and I think he goes back into the pits. Might not have had a good lap, so maybe changing onto another fresh set of tires and getting out back. He does have enough time to get this done, so let's see if he's going to do it. Mass Baron getting up into P4 with a 107.9. A pretty impressive time for him. That's not a bad race start. So Hugh Sam holds it on P1 for now. Vagilis still P2. Tierney Hawk in P3. Nice and Spicer now goes into P4, 107.9, and Mass Baron goes down P5. Johnny Stokes now down to P6, still in the pit. Scotty there now P8. That's Renault 6 and 7 so far, if they're going to be starting right there. Darson, the Red Bull, he is P9 right now, getting back out on track and trying for a better time than a 108.2. And that is Tierney Hawk now taking back provisional pole with a 106.7, a pretty impressive lap. And once again, we got Hugh Sam out on track, getting another out lap done. So he's going to get another hot lap in pretty soon. One more chance to do this and take the lead, hopefully, for the race start here. Let's see if he's going to be able to get this done. Rogers in the pits. I'm not sure if he's going to get out back. Does have enough time to get out right now and get another lap time in. So does Scotty there, if he does choose to do so. And let's see what tires these guys did their best lap on. So Renault guys are trying to take it on the medium, and everyone else running on the softs are out front so far, and some of the guys down in the back doing the laps on mediums. We got Johnny Stokes and Scotty. They're probably going to be switching to softs for the next go at this, so we're going to have a look at that. As we're currently following the James Owl, but he has a 108.6. Let's see if he's going to get a better time in. Got our Jennifer currently 10, getting back out on track. Raceway 11 still in the pits. Willie Mammoth is 12, still I think he's on the track right now. And Rob Sim Racer is 108.8 in 14. Brookie in 15, still in the pits. Jord in the session in 16, and he's getting out on track right now. And that is the purple sector 2 from James Owl so far in the racing point. Hugh Sam just goes 106.6, 1/10 better than Tierney Hawk. Now puts it back in the provisional pole. I'm not sure if Tierney Hawk has enough time to get another lap out. I don't think he's going to be able to get out and get it done. Vagilis out of the session, Crixie out of the session. So that's Hugh Sam currently on P1. Tierney Hawk currently on P2. Vagilis might be starting P3, and Nice and Spicer in 4th. Mass Baron currently on an out lap. James Al now in 6th. Johnny Stokes in the pit still in 7th. We got Scotty on another out hot lap going. And let's see if he's able to improve upon that 108.145. Imagine that is actually putting him on a 10th place on the race start here. Gotta say, the very competitive lap times, and qualifying is now closed, now over. If everyone's crossed the line, they will be able to finish the laps. If they're now heading on their out lap, definitely not going to be able to finish, as we're following with Scotty right now. Purple sector 2 I'm not sure if he got a purple sector 1 or not, but let's see how he finishes this lap. Hopefully puts it in the top 3 or top 5 at least. I don't think he wants to be starting in top 10. And goes P4, not too bad, a 107.3. Wasn't able to get into the 106, but still a P4 for a race start. He might be able to get something done on the first few turns on the opening lap. We're gonna have a look and see how much time he's able to get. And he's starting just behind Vangelis there, who is currently leading the Drivers' Championship right now, with Scotty just behind in second. You know, Hugh Sam and Tierney Hawk taking over front row of the grid, and Vangelis and Scotty are going to be on the second row. That's going to be quite an interesting start if this continues, as I think everyone's finished running. And then we have, I think that's going to be James Owl and Darson on the third row. Then got Nice and Spicer and Masbar next to each other. Johnny Stokes down in 9th, along with Crooksy there in 10th. Algeria and Raceway 11th and 12th. William Abbott and Rob in 13, 14. Brookie and George 15 and 16. Well, let's see. I think everything should stay as is. We're just waiting for that timer to just run out, and then we'll have a look at our official starting grid and then get on to the race start here for the Brazilian Grand Prix for VFL F1 Esports. And there we have it, guys. So Hugh Sam starting on pole position here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We got Tierney Hawk in second. Vangelis starting in P3, Scotty just behind him in P4. These two fighting it out for the championship right now. James Al P5, Darson in 6, Nice and Spicer in 7. We got Masbar in 8, Johnny Stokes in 9, Crooksy in 10th, Aljodifa in 11, Raceway 12, Willie Mammoth 13, Rob is 14, Brookie 15, and George there, Ellen McLaren in 16. And we can see what tires these guys are going to be starting on. Our top 8 cars starting on the mediums. 9th and 10th going on the these guys starting softs, and 9th and 10th going on the mediums. So let's see how much of a good race start everyone up front is gonna get into turn 1. Should be quite interesting for that. As we said before, guys, it's a 17-point difference between Vangelis and Scotty for the championship. So let's see if Vangelis takes it here today or not. Scotty's probably going to need to win this and have Vangelis not make any points in this race to have anything continue onwards here. Alright, so we're just waiting for everyone to just select their fuel strategy and tire strategy for pit stops, and we should get on track for our restart. Okay, so everyone is off on the formation lap. One lap around the track, get everything set up, warm up, and up the temperature so we can get started on this race. So not going to be a long lap around. As we saw, qualifying times range all the way down from a 106 around this track. Of course, race pace time is going to be just a little bit different from that. But we're going to see what our fastest lap of the race is going to be when we get down to the end here. So let's just put on lap data. Yeah, I don't think we even need that. Let's just get that off. Let's keep it to a minimum as much as we can here. Quite an interesting camera angle I've added to this game. I think most of our drivers are going to be doing a one-stop on this here. 36 laps though. I'm not sure if they're going to just have to push those soft tires for just quite a bit in the race and then just jump onto the hard tires. Of course, guys starting on the mediums are maybe going to be doing a two-stop. Maybe they're doing medium soft, medium, or medium soft, or maybe they're just doing a medium hard for a one-stop strategy in the race. We're going to have a look on how that strategy works out for them, but I think a one-stop strategy might be the best thing here, unless you do come across some damage to your car, which then you're gonna have to take a pit stop and take an additional change of tires as well to change off your front wing. But we'll see how that plays out. Alright, so we have cars now starting to reform back on the grid and getting ready for the race start here. Alright, let's see who's about to get a better rundown into turn 1. Hopefully our leaderboard doesn't get mixed up in any way. And that's 5 lights out. Let's see. Sam might be getting a better start, and our leaderboard already got messed up, so we're gonna have to just ignore that for the time being at least. And it seems as though TNE Hawk is challenging Sam as they go through. Sam still holding on to the lead of the race as TNE Hawk has to hold it in second. Badger is coming in P3 still, with James Al just behind him. And I can see Scotty there challenging with somebody trying to get by. Alright, so leaderboard is back and fixed. So Sam still continues to lead with TNE Hawk still in P2, chasing him down. Gradually running P3, James Al still P4 and going there. Scotty running P5, Prix just behind him in P6. As we can have a very good look of everyone getting through here at the moment, and it seems as though everyone is getting through fine so far. No incidents detected so far on track, and maybe a minor and we have a VSC. Something happened down at the back with Jord there. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but we do have a virtual safety car for that incident, and that's going to be over pretty soon. As we got James and Rajesh was getting very close to each other here. Of course, no overtaking under the safety car. They're going to have to be very careful about that. We got Scotty getting very close to James out here as well. He's just waiting for the restart to happen right now, just to try and get a position up if he can. Mass Baron is into the pits. Woolly Mammoth is into the pits. Something happened down at the back which we missed. I'm not sure what's happened to these guys. They all might have some damage of some sort. Hopefully that debris is cleared off track and we're safe to go back racing. As we're back racing now, so let's see. Sam continues to lead. TNE Hawk second, Vagilis P3, James Al, and then Scotty and Crooksy there. Let's see who's going to get a go on each other here, as they're all pretty close together. So this is going to be a close one to keep an eye on out front here with Vagilis, James, and Scotty here. Sam definitely trying to build a gap out front right now. He's trying to get a gap over a second for when we have DRS enabled. Everyone's just trying to drive as perfectly as they can right now, as any minor mistake Even losing about 2 tenths can cost you a position at this point in the race. Following on board with James Alva at the moment, we got Scotty coming just behind him. He's running behind Vangelis at the moment, still chasing him down. Vangelis getting very close to TNE Hawk out front, as we can have a view from James' car here. And Hugh Sam still out front, just leading the race. And we got DRS, it should be now enabled, so they're going to have that to work with. Everyone's still extremely close together for our front part of the grid, at least for the moment here, still following along with our top 6 cars, I would say. This definitely has to be a 6-way battle for the lead of the race, as everyone is still so close together, at least half a second behind each other running right now. I'm just trying to have a look down at the back at the same time to see if we're going to have any overtakes move trying to happen. Brookie there, only car with a penalty thus far. Of course, that's set on strict, so quite easy to get a penalty here. So they're going to have to be careful about that. TNE Hawk with the fastest lap at 1:10.3 in that Mercedes. He's driving pretty well behind Hugh Sam right now. Of course, still not able to get a go on him as yet. As we're going to his car right now to see what's happening out front. He is getting pretty close, but just has to look for a good gap to go on to get an overtake done, and Hugh Sam is going to have to try and defend. Coming under pressure now from TNE Hawk, as we got Vangelis and James out trying to fight it out just behind them as well. And so is Scotty coming right behind along with Crooksy there. So quite a few cars very close together, all 6 of them still running just about half a second behind each other. Nobody making any sort of mistake to lose even a tenth or 2 here. Got a yellow flag somewhere in sector 3. Somebody is off track down at the back, I think. And that might be George. We're not 100% sure as yet. Vangelis gets very close to TNE Hawk. Of course, has to hold it just behind, barely braking himself just to avoid any potential damage. So does Crooksy get very close to Scotty there as well. And we might have a move happening between Hugh Sam and TNE Hawk, but I'm not sure, so that's going to happen right away, as Hugh Sam is defending pretty hard out front to make sure that he does not lose the lead of this race. As you can see, TNE Hawk taking a completely different line from Hugh Sam right now, just trying to find some sort of way to gain a tenth or 2 off of him to get closer to get a move done right now. And there we go, we have TNE Hawk going side by side with Hugh Sam. Goes on the outside. Let's see if he's able to get it done. Going through turn 1. Hugh Sam still holds it. Has the inside. And no, Hugh Sam still takes it and comes out in front of that. A pretty good challenge coming off of TNE Hawk there, though. Still has to hold it in second. Vangelis now on just about a second behind. And they're still going side by side. And I think TNE Hawk might be trying to get it out. And here comes Hugh Sam trying to get it back. Let's see who's going to hold it out. Hugh Sam holds it out in P1 again for now. Takes back the lead. Keeps it for now. Great defending. And TNE Hawk put up a good fight just trying to get P1. Vangelis has fallen back just a few tenths there right now as these two are fighting it out. Oh, and Hugh Sam goes off track just a little bit. Makes a mistake. Leaves room open for TNE Hawk to get up closer to him. But still, it's still about half a second behind. Gaps still remain just about the same as they are from when we started this race, with top 6 drivers right now running. We started to see some gaps build down at the back, just not too much as TNE Hawk might be trying for this on another occasion here. Does have Vangelis trying to challenge him just behind as well. So that Mercedes driver is going to have to be very careful on how he approaches this. Hugh Sam swinging all over the track, trying to block TNE Hawk. TNE Hawk goes on the outside, and let's see if this is going to stick on this occasion. Oh, someone goes wide, and that might have, no, that's not Hugh Sam. I don't think that was. So he did fall back just a little bit though. So Vangelis is now running in P2 behind TNE Hawk. Hugh Sam running in P3. So he's going to have some catching up just to do here now. Scotty running P5, James Owl in P4, and Crooks is still there in P6. Has been quite an exciting start so far. With these 6 cars so close together, I don't think this gap is going to give anytime soon. This might just continue all the way towards the pit stops. But TNE Hawk getting the move done on Hugh Sam and making him fall down to P3. He has some time to catch up here now as Vangelis is trying to get the goal on TNE Hawk and gets by up into P1, takes the lead of the race. TNE Hawk coming back at him though, trying to get it back, has to hold it in P2 at least for now. Tries to take on the inside and goes on it. Let's see who you're going side by side, and we got Hugh Sam coming in on that battle as well. Hugh Sam goes back into P2, Vangelis down to P3, and TNE Hawk still continues to lead here. Oh, and that is someone off track. That might be Hugh Sam off the track right now as he was battling with someone. Vangelis takes back P2, James Al up to P3, Scotty into P4, Crooksy goes P5, Darson 6, and we can Hugh Sam all the way down into 10th right now. So definitely had a bit of an incident with someone there and ended up off track. So TNE Hawk continues to lead the Brazilian Grand Prix right now. Vangelis chasing him down in second. James Al running P3 and Scotty there all running in P4. At least one more position up, and Crooksy coming just behind him, trying to get by here right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to get a go at him. And might be trying it on the inside. No, holds it back for now. James Al had to brake and locks up just a bit as well. Scott is under threat now. Crooks is right on the rear of his car and might be getting by if he does get to go side by side. He has DRS and is, I think that's activated going through there. And I think we got Vangelis and James Al going at it there as well. And let's see if Scott is going to be losing another position here or not. Seems to be holding it out pretty well for now. As Crooksy makes a bit of a mistake and gets a penalty for that. Definitely going to cost him a lot in this race. Nice and Sparks has a penalty as well. So does Raceway. And Brookie still has his. Johnny Stokes now takes a penalty there. That is Scotty's teammate. Scotty's going to have to keep this race as clean as he can and try to make as much points. Of course, Vangelis there now still in second, trying to chase down TNE Hawk, who's currently still leading this race. Hugh Sam all the way down to P11 right now. Let's see if Scotty is going to get past on this occasion or not. Just still comes pretty close, but I don't think it's going to happen on this occasion either. It's just not as easy for these guys to overtake each other with how close their racing is. They are very careful about how they attempt their overtake and not too risky about it. But it's also some exciting racing, some of the most exciting racing we actually see from these guys. Oh, Scotty goes a little bit wide on that curb and leaves the gap open for Crooksy here. So you're going to have to be very careful about defending. And Crooksy's going to have to be very careful as well not to put his car into the rear of Scotty's Renault and lose his front wing. That's definitely going to cost him a lot. TNE Hawk now starting to pull away, trying to bring the gap of Vangelis over a second right now. And not getting it at the moment, but it's going to still push forward to that. Vangelis is going to have to work pretty hard to try and catch up and keep up with TNE Hawk out front. We got Hugh Sam down in the back. Might have some damage, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that as yet. But he's going to have to try and catch it back as much as he can to get out front in this race. And of course, a real battle between Vangelis and Scotty. They're both of them getting points right now. But of course, how much points ahead will Vangelis be? Will he be able to take the championship on this occasion? As Crooksy is about to go past Scotty and still not able to take it. Was going to try the inside, then thought about the outside and just held it back in P5 for now. And he seems to be trying to take it somewhere at the moment. Going to go on the outside of Scotty. And let's see, going side by side. And let's see if this one is going to stick for him or not. Scotty now has the inside as they go around. They're switching in still side by side, going minor contact between the two of them there, I think. And it seems that Crooksy might be getting up into P4 here. Scotty falls down to P5, which is not good for the championship for him here right now. He needs to get out there and challenge for Evangelist for the points right now. And TNE Hawk still leading the race now, 1.3 seconds ahead of everyone else there. Well, Evangelist falling right behind. James Owl still about half a second behind Evangelist. Crooksy about to lose that his gap in just about a second. Still has that penalty to deal with, and Scotty running still about half a second behind him. And let's go a little further down the field. We got Darson running in P6 just behind him. Half a second behind Darson is Nice and Spicer. They're running in the AlphaTauri and still trying to chase him down for a position up. And that is Darson into the pits. That puts Nice and Spicer up into P6. And TNE Hawk takes a penalty out front, a 3-second penalty for the leader of the race. Taking that penalty is definitely going to be hurting him. And Evangelist is going to be so happy when he actually knows that happened and continues to chase him down. Now has some glimmer of hope that he can still win. Even with, oh, and James Owl is out of the race. What's happened to his car? I'm not sure. It's stuck there on the middle of the track. That's definitely a VSC. I thought maybe even a full-on safety car. It's just on the middle of the track. So James Owl out of the race. So TNE Hawk continues to lead. Evangelist there in second. Crooksy now in P3. Scotty now back into P4 because of this. Nice Spicer goes up to P5. Johnny Stokes goes P6. Raceway in 7 now. I'll Jodify in 8. And then we got Hugh Sam now back up into 9 so far. Dawson now running in 10th. Max Brown will go up into 11. Brookie go up into 12. Woody Mammoth will go up into 13. Rob into 14. And George will be 15th in this session so far. So let's get back out front before we do get back to racing in just a bit here. Getting back to Scotty here. He's half a second behind Crookie right now. He's going to try definitely to get up to him. Brookie getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the BSC. And we're back racing against Scotty and Crookie going side by side. And Scotty is still in third. And I think someone took a pit stop. That's Evangelist into the pits there. TNE Hawk continues to lead. He's 2.6 seconds ahead of Crooksy there now. Scotty in P3 running another half a second still behind. Johnny Stokes up into P4 behind his teammate now. Maybe he can help him out. Let's see what's going to happen on that occasion. He's still a bit behind. Has some catching up to do though. Let's see if Evangelist took any damage here. No, he didn't. I'm not sure if he did. He's coming back out to the pits and is going to be in front of Hugh Sam. No, it's going to be behind. Hugh Sam goes ahead into P6 and he is down to P7. But he's already taken his pit stop and he's went on to the hard tires. He's definitely going all the way to the end of the race on those tires now. Scotty's still about under a second behind Crooksy there in P2. TNE Hawk continues to lead the Brazilian Grand Prix here right now. James out of the session. And George should be moving up into 15 pretty soon. He seems to be a lap down at the moment. Gaps are increasing on most occasions, most parts of the tracks. At right now, we still got about 3.1 seconds behind. Oh, Scotty is now into the pits, and I'm quite sure he's going on to the hard tires. Let's have a look. Does seem like he is, and let's see where he's coming out between. Let's see if he's gonna get a go on Evangelist here as he comes out of the pits there right now, and I think he's going behind Hugh Sam. So running just 2 places behind Evangelist at the moment. So Evangelist in P5, Hugh Sam P6, and Scotty is out in P7 without Jennifer just behind him in P8 running. TNE Hawk continues to lead still as he's not taking a pit stop as yet. We got Crooksy there 3.1 seconds behind TNE Hawk. Johnny Stokes now running P3 and Raceway currently P4. Evangelist now running in P5 with Hugh Sam just behind him. Those are following with that right now. Half a second that gap is. That's definitely going to be challenging each other. Top 4 cars currently all have penalties at the moment. We're going to have a look maybe a bit later on in the race to see how much penalties these guys actually have here right now. As TNE Hawk, I think it's just a 3-second penalty for him. I don't think it's that far into the race, so not too much penalty more. Let's have a look on that at the moment. So all 3-second penalties right now, except for Brookie there with 9 seconds of penalties. Let's see, have a look at tires and what they're at. So TNE Hawk running on 14 laps on his soft tires. So is Hugh Sam, running 14 laps on those soft tires as well. They're going to have to pit at some point in the race here and get onto the hard tires to go to the end. Crooksy and Johnny, they started on the medium tires and they're running P2 and P3. They're definitely going to have to pit, but not right away. They might be going onto the soft tires down to the end of the race if they can really push these mediums way a bit more. We're going to have a look at that and how it goes. So quite a few cars still yet to make pit stop. That's Hugh Sam, Al Beautiful, and top 4 cars yet to make a pit stop there. And let's see how that's going to work out for them. As we continue to follow on with Hugh Sam chasing down Evangelist. Scotty is just under a second behind Hugh Sam there as well. As you can see that yellow Renault coming behind. Kenny Hawk still trying to build a gap out front. He's going to have to take a pit stop, and that's going to cost him a bit, especially with a penalty that he has coming down to the end of the race. But let's see where he comes out when he does take a pit stop. Hugh Sam is now taking his pit stop, getting into the pits. That puts Scotty just behind Evangelist now in P6. Definitely think it'll be a good challenge between these two. So we're going to have a look on how that goes. Nice and Spicer gets the fastest lap at 110.1 so far. Not too bad. Let's see. Hugh Sam might be coming out back in 10th there. So still following in front, just having a look to see when TNE Hawk is going to take his pit stop and where he comes out. Of course, Crooksy and Johnny Stokes still have to pit as well, but they're not going to be pitting anytime soon. Of course, they're running on the mediums. We got Raceway there. I think he's still yet to make his pit stop, so we're going to have a look at that and how it goes, because Evangelist is just about 3.7 seconds behind him, so still some time to catch up there. Oh, and definitely, there we go. We have TNE Hawk getting into the pits. And he's gone onto the medium tires, which is going to go to the end of the race on, which definitely is going to be possible. And let's see where he comes out on track, as we got Raceway coming around there right now to get by, along with Evangelist and Scotty coming behind him. It's going to be a bit close between him and Raceway, as I think Raceway might be getting by a bit side by side, but Raceway gets into P3, TNE Hawk down to P4, Evangelist running just behind. And let's see if they're going side by side here or not. No, Raceway has taken the P3 and he's going to continue with that. We got now Crooksy now leading the Brazilian Grand Prix with Johnny Stokes there in second. These two guys still are yet to pit. They're running on the mediums. They can go a bit more before actually taking their pit stop. And Raceway is coming under some serious pressure right now from TNE Hawk of him getting by. And TNE Hawk does seem to be on the faster tires. He's on mediums with Raceway on the hards. So this is going to be a little bit interesting to see how long Raceway is able to hold up TNE Hawk right now. We still got Scotty just under a second behind Evangelist. Evangelist has some time. He has 2.2 seconds to catch up to TNE Hawk right now and challenge him for this race. TNE Hawk getting by up into P3 now, putting Raceway down into P4. So he's up another position, heading back to leading the race when Johnny Stokes and Crooksy do their pit stops here. That penalty might be a very dependent factor on whether TNE Hawk actually wins this race or not, depending on how Evangelist and Scotty can get back out in front of Raceway now and challenge him for this. And we're going to have a look at them coming down at the back behind Raceway there. Hugh Sam 109.5, fastest lap of the race so far. He's in P9. It's going to be interesting to see, quite interesting to see how far Hugh Sam is able to work his way back up the field. And under a bit of pressure, he's just gotten a penalty there. His first penalty, I think that is. So just a few cars. Mass Baron, Doris and Scotty Evangelist, I think are the only cars without penalties there right now. And our closest gap, as usual, is between Scotty and Evangelist at the moment, still chasing each other around. Let's see which one of them are gonna continue here. And that's Dorsman, another penalty there. Alright, let's have a look at what our gaps are at. So, Crooksy and Johnny Stokes still P1, P2. They're still yet to take their pit stops. TNE Hawk about 3.2 seconds behind them. And Raceway between TNE Hawk and Vagilis right now. I'm quite sure Vagilis wants to get by as he's now under a second behind. And has Scotty for company just behind him as well. So this is a 2-for-1. Raceway is going to have to be very careful and not to lose two positions at the same time here, because these two guys are chasing after TNE Hawk and heading out to challenge him for the race lead right now, which he is going to be getting back pretty soon. Of course, he doesn't have it right now because we do have two cars in front of him still yet to pit. Nice and Spicer just has some time to catch up as well. He's about 8.2, he put about 8 seconds behind Scotty right now. Darson under a second behind him though, as Vagilis and Raceway go for it, and Vagilis takes over P4. That puts Raceway down to P5, and we got Scotty just behind him. Scotty's the next car to get up. One more position here. Let's see if Scotty's able to get it up. Another position. And he's going side by side with Raceway and does get by on the inside, and I think he's going to take it and goes up to P5. Excellent move from these two guys chasing out after TNE Hawk right now, and they're heading back out front for him. It's about 4.4 seconds the gap is to catch up to TNE Hawk between Vagilis and him right now. Crooksy and Johnny Stokes still out front. Of course, TNE Hawk is now 1.2 seconds behind Johnny Stokes. So, being that's Scotty's teammate, let's see if he's going to be holding him up for just a bit, at least for his teammates to catch up there. Now the gap is under a second out front. Let's follow along with TNE Hawk out front and see if he's able to get by Johnny Stokes into second. Oh, Johnny Stokes is in the pit, so he automatically goes into P2. Crooksy might be the next one to pit on the next lap, as those tires are definitely starting to get severely worn out front with him. I don't know how long he's going to be able to keep it there. So that's Johnny Stokes into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. Crooksy's still leading the race now. And TNE Hawk up into P2. Vagilis in P3. Scotty just there in P4 chasing down behind. So quite a close race, if I say so myself. Alright guys, so that is TNE Hawk back up into P1. They were on lap 22 of 36. So just about, I'll say about 14 laps remaining in the race. And that is Vagilis there in P2 now. He's 5.8 seconds behind TNE Hawk. So some time to catch up here with Scotty running just behind him, chasing him down as well. Running just about half a second behind. So Raceway now in P4. 2.1 seconds behind Nice and Spicer in P5, Darson 6, Johnny Stokes 7, Hugh Sam running in 8 at the moment, Mass Baron in 9th, Aldred for in 10, Crooksy out of the session, and that's a safety car for his incident there. So this definitely is going to allow Vagilis and Scotty to catch up to TNE Hawk, and it's going to be quite a good challenge for the lead of the race when we do get off the safety car here. So with all said, I'm not 100% sure, but oh, and we have Scotty and Vagilis both going into the pits right now. TNE Hawk has not chosen to take in a pit stop apparently, but these guys have. So let's see what the strategy play here is, and they're going on to the soft tires. Definitely a good call. They're gonna go to the end on those. So Vagilis and Scott is still behind each other, getting out of the pits right now. Let's see where they come back on track though. They might be losing just maybe 1 or 2 positions here. Johnny Stokes takes over P2 right now. He has a penalty though. That's going to come into play. So there we go. TNE Hawk continues to lead. Johnny Stokes in second. We got Vangelis running P3, Scotty in P4, and we're going to switch this on the tires right now to have a look at what's happening, because with as they are, TNE Hawk is on mediums. He's done 5 laps on them so far since taking his pit stop. He's going to the end of the race on these, and at this point, if he does choose to take a pit stop, he's going to lose out on the lead of the race. He's going to have to fight to get it back. But of course, he's going to have to think about Johnny Stokes behind him, and Vangelis and Scotty all on the soft tires, as well as Raceway there. They're all definitely going to be challenging and fighting to get the race win here. I don't think anyone's going to want to settle for second, third, or fourth. They're definitely wanting to get P1 for this race. So let's see how much pressure TNE Hawk is going to be under and how well he's going to perform in this race. It's the first race I've seen him do with VFL. I haven't been on for a lot of races, but for at least from my end, I'm now seeing him race, and he is a pretty good driver here, but he's going to be under a lot of pressure from these guys, especially with Vangelis fighting for the championship right now. This is going to be quite exciting to watch. And there we have it. Johnny Stokes has caught up to TNE Hawk, who is currently running behind the safety car. He can't get anywhere and go anywhere. He's going to have to be right there. And we got Vangelis still running P3 and Scotty there in P4. I don't think TNE is going to want to take a pit stop on this occasion here. But let's have a look as we come around, because I think we're going to get back racing maybe at the end of lap 25. I'm not 100% sure. It usually goes for about 3 laps. Not sure how Crooksy got taken out of this race. I did take my eye off the screen for just a second, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But either way, we should be getting back racing pretty soon, and we'll have a know of that. When you do get into Sector 3, you will always know from race control if we're getting back racing on the next lap or not, which I think maybe might be for 1 more lap. I'm not sure how much lap we've been running on the safety car. I really didn't pay attention to it. I think it's been since lap 22 that started, so or maybe 23. Nope, I think we're going 1 more lap under the safety car. So we're going to be finishing lap 25, and by the end of lap 25, we should be getting back to racing, getting into lap 26. That's going to be just about 11 laps of racing remaining to go here. So Johnny Stokes has put himself in quite a good position here. Yep, I definitely think this is the final lap under the safety car, and we're gonna follow along for just a bit to see. Everyone's gonna try and keep as close as they can. Johnny Stokes needs to get a bit closer to a TNE Hawk before the end of this lap if he wants a challenge for P1 here, because he is a driver to challenge for that. Of course, Vangelis and Scotty and Raceway all behind. Everyone's going to be fighting for positions here. Nice and Spicer and Darson, everyone are basically on fresher tires, except for TNE Hawk there. He has the oldest tires on his car at the moment, just 7 laps on those mediums. Not that old, but still, it's going to be quite difficult fighting back behind with 4 cars behind you, all running on much faster tires and much fresher tires at the moment as well. Johnny Stokes, of course, his tires are 3 laps old already. I'm not sure how much hard he's going to be able to battle with this, but I'm quite sure he's going to give it all he has, as I think our safety car will start to pull away in just a bit when we do start to get into Sector 3 here. TNE Hawk will have to back the field up for just a bit. That is Rob Sim Razor with a collision with Jordan down at the back, and a 5-second penalty for that severe collision there. Alright, we're getting into Sector 3, and there we have a race control. His safety car is going to be in on this lap. So TNE Hawk is going to hold back the field for now until we get straight to a final corner, and then we're going to get back racing here. Rookie's car is just in the way of Johnny and TNE right now as we're about to get back racing here, and no overtaking until we get across the line. And let's have a look at them go. Vantage and Scotty definitely will be going for it. Let's see how well that goes into turn 1. I think I have Vantage and Scotty trying to go side by side with each other. Raceway and Scotty definitely were going at it there for a bit. Fabulous and Johnny Stokes going out front, and let's see, they're side by side. Let's see who comes out of this one. That's Brookie Car getting ghosted there. Oh, minor contact between the two of them. Fabulous moves up into P2, Johnny Stokes down into P3, Scotty just behind him in P4 coming. Let's see if his teammate is going to allow him to get by. We got a back marker in just in the midst of all of this going. And TNE Hawk leading out front, 1.7 seconds the lead already from him on lap 26 and going between Scotty and Johnny Stokes. Let's see what these two are going to be able to do. It's Renault 3 and 4 right now. Not bad finishing positions if they do finish here. Of course, Johnny Stokes with that penalty is definitely going to put Scotty up one position anyway. So wonder if team orders are in play. Is Johnny Stokes going to let Scotty go by and get behind Vagelis just to keep the challenge for the championship going here? Let's see how that plays out. I'm not even sure if it's still going to keep going either way. But Scotty is now back up into P3. They did make a switch. I'm not sure if that was an intentional switch or not, but Scotty back up into P3. Johnny Stokes down into P4. He's going to be challenged by Raceway pretty soon as he's getting up right up the rear to his car. Oh, and Hugh Sam braking just in time. Already up in the P6 at the moment as we're trying to have a look at what he's up to down at the back here. Let's have a look at Hugh Sam trying to get a goal on Raceway, who's currently running P5. And trying to, barely braking, almost trying to find a gap, but not getting one there. That closed very quickly on him. We got Maz Barron getting very close to Darson there in 8 as well. He might be trying to fight for a position one more up. Vagelis has the gap between him and TNE Hawk down to under a second in the DRS range. Definitely challenging for the lead of the race right now. Johnny Stokes under a second behind his teammate running. So in that DRS zone just to keep himself getting away from Raceway, who's about a second behind. Hugh Sam under half a second behind now. Vagelis taking 109.096, fastest lap of the race, and still continuing to chase down TNE Hawk for the lead. Nice and Spicer getting very close now to Hugh Sam there as well. Let's see how that continues on as Maz Baron gets a 3-second penalty. A lot of penalties handed out in the race so far. Just 3 cars now without any penalties. And that's our 2 Drivers' Championship leaders, Vagelis and Scotty there. And then we have Alex as well. No penalty for him so far. Oh, and we got Hugh Sam, and he gets up into P5. Raceway is down to P6 right now. And that is Willie Mammoth with another 3-second penalty. Getting out front, let's have a look at what's happening between TNE Hawk and Vagelis right now. Still half a second that gap is as Masbaron gets up one position to 8, puts Darson onto 9th, and they switch it back again. And Vagelis is about to go side by side with TNE Hawk, challenging for the lead. Let's see who comes out of this one as Vagelis seems to have gotten it, putting TNE Hawk down into P2 and has to hold it there for now. Half a second the gap already is. He's going to have to try and get out as fast as he can out front and try to keep the lead. Those soft tires are definitely helping him. That might have been a good call between him and Scotty there, who is now coming just behind TNE Hawk, 1.7 seconds behind. He's going to have to break that gap down very fast and try to get one position up as his teammate is coming up right behind him. I think Johnny Stokes might be letting him stay ahead just to challenge for the lead. I'm not sure. This is all going to be dependent on whether the two of them are communicating with each other right now or not. But Scotty and Johnny Stokes still running quite good positions. Hopefully they don't take each other out. But I think they're. I don't think they're actually going to be racing each other. I'm not sure. TNE Hawk still under a second though behind Vagelis, still out front. Of course that penalty is going to help Scotty here get ahead. He's only 1.3 seconds behind TNE Hawk, and that 3-second penalty is killing him right now. He's going to be definitely upset about that because that's going to be making him lose the P2 in this race. Still trying to chase down Vangelis out front. Not able to get it back. Laps are running out right now. It's lap 30 of 36. Not a lot of time left. Basically about 7-8 minutes at most of racing to go here, with a lap time being about just over a minute. At Husam about half a second behind Johnny Stokes right now, still trying to catch him up and trying to get ahead from his incident earlier in the race, which he was way up further, and he's about to get ahead. Let's have a look on board with Husam right now as he's still chasing down Johnny Stokes, coming under a lot of pressure, and that's going to put Scotty under pressure if he does get past Johnny here. So let's see if Johnny is going to be able to hold him up and let his teammate get out in front. And that gap is very close. TNE Hawk losing time right now to Vangelis out front. Vangelis with 1.5 second lead. Scotty trying to break his gap down 1.1 second. Needs to get it under a second as Husam and Johnny Stokes go side by side. And Husam gets up into P4 behind Scotty. Johnny Stokes down into P5. I don't think he's going to be able to get that back right now, even with the soft tires, but Husam is on those soft tires as well, and about 2 laps younger tires, so that's going to be something for him to worry about a bit. He is still right on the rear of Husam's car, but still not easy to get a gap and get by here, especially on a track like Brazil. There's only so many corners that you actually can get an overtake done, so not as easy as expect. Scotty's under a lot of pressure right now because he's about to get passed by Husam if he's not careful here. Vangelis still leading out front, 1.5 seconds. Scotty 1.2 seconds. Husam, of course, with a penalty. As long as Scotty can finish this race without any penalties, he's going to be finishing in quite a good position here. Of course, about the championship, I'm not sure if that's going to help him win it here, or if Vangelis is still going to be taking it on this occasion. We'll have to have a look at that down at the end. On lap 31 going to lap 32 right now, and still going on. Husam still just behind Scotty, still chasing now, still trying to get away with P3 if he can before they do get across the line on lap 36. Darson takes another 3-second penalty there, so now it's only 2 cars without penalties in this race, and that is Vangelis and Scotty, the 2 guys fighting it out for the championship right now. Scotty needs to try and get that gap down from 1.5 seconds between himself and TNE Hawk, just to try and keep it as close as possible though, because that penalty is what's going to help him get P2 in this race and get some more points. Following on board with Husam right now as he's still trying to get past Scotty here and going side by side into turn 1 right now. Let's see if he's able to get this done. If Scotty is going to be able to defend and keep it, I'm not sure. No, Husam goes up into P3. Scotty is now down into P4. I think he still might be challenging Husam, so let's have a look at that. Alright guys, we're on with Scotty and he's falling behind his teammate now, and it's in P5, sorry about that, I missed that, and he's getting back up into P4. Johnny Stokes should be going back down to P5 as Scotty gets past and goes ahead. Vangelis is still leading the race, 1.9 seconds ahead, as Husam is now in P3 with 2.6 seconds behind TNE Hawk, and Scotty running back in P4. Of course, those penalties are what are going to help him right now. He needs to get his gap down from 2.2 seconds and get it up just a bit closer to Hugh Sam to at least get P3 in this race. Now we got Raceway about to get past here as well. He's trying to get in on the battle with Johnny Stokes right now. And goes side by side, pushes it a bit off track just to get past and trying to challenge Scotty at the same time. Let's see, he does get up into P5. And still going side by side with Johnny Stokes as we have Nice and Spicer coming just behind them. Scotty getting back up into P3. Let's see who's changing position here. Youth Sam falling down the order a bit. And Johnny Stokes is back up into P3 now. Raceway is P4. And Nice and Spicer P5. Where is Scotty? Scotty's back down into P7. Falling way back down. And that is a lot less points for him. I'm not sure if he's taking any damage on that occasion. And he has taken some severe damage, but he's going to have to finish the race as is. And I think this is definitely going to cost him here. Because with that amount of points, it is not going to work out too well for him. He's trying to challenge Maz Baron, who is in P7 right now. We're on lap 35 of 36 right now. And I think that this has just begun the final lap of the race as we have Darson and I think that's Nice and Spicer going side by side with it. Still trying to fight it out. Alright guys, so Scotty running in P8 at the moment, Vangelis running in P1. As it continues like this is going to be Vangelis taking the championship since it's going to be leading him straight to 300 points and should be about a 39-point difference with Scotty finishing in 8th there. That is if he does finishing 8th, but I don't think he's probably finishing 8th. He does have about, let's see how much penalties Maz Baron has there right now. If we have a look at that, sorry, went on the wrong one. And Maz Baron with 9 seconds of penalty is 9 seconds for Nice and Spicer as well. So it's still going to put Scotty up maybe about 2 positions up. I'm not sure if those points are going to be enough to get him to keep the championship alive until we get to Abu Dhabi for next week, which I don't think it's going to happen here. But let's have a look. There we have Vangelis taking P1, TNE Hawk takes P2, Johnny Stokes takes P3, Darson takes P4, Raceway 5, Nice and Spicer goes 6. And let's see, where is Scotty? Goes P5. Raceway takes 6. Algidifus 7. Nice and Spicer 8. Maz Baron in 9th. Woolly Mammoth in 10th. Hugh Sam in 11th. And that's going to be Rob in 12th. And Brookie there in 13th. Alright guys, so that is the end of the race, and that's gonna be, I think it's gonna be 10 points more for that's gonna be 268. And that still leaves about a 32-point difference between Scotty and Vangelis. That means Vangelis takes the championship on this one and wins it for the Drivers' Championship. So that's gonna be it, because no way it's gonna continue on to the next race there. Hopefully I got that right if I checked it up correctly, but we're going to have a look in just a bit. Anyway guys, that is it for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So one more race for the season, I think, for VFL, and that's going to be Abu Dhabi next week. Alright, so that is a race win for Vadgelists, taking P1. Tierney Hawk takes P2. Johnny Stokes goes P3. Dorson P4. Scotty in P5. And then we have Raceway P6, All Judy for 7. Nice and Spicer in 8. Bass Baron in 9th. Woolly Mammoth in 10. Hugh Sam in 11. Rob in 12. Brookie in 13. Jord 14. Crooksy 15. And James Owl goes 16 for this one here. And with points finish as they are, I'm not even sure if I got it right, but with two, who got the fastest lap? Oh, and that's going to be an extra point there for Vangelis taking the fastest lap of the race. Alright guys, so that is it for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So one more race to go and Vangelis takes it for the Drivers' Championship. That's going to be a win for him. Scotty is going to be second on that one. So still a good battle he put up and still an exciting race from everyone who participated. So thank you guys for joining on for the session, and was quite a good race to watch. And that's going to be it actually. So let's get off this, and of course we have another esports race coming up tomorrow, and well, almost every day we have something going on. So either way, always look forward to another race here, and thank you guys once again for joining us. Do leave the video a like, and that's gonna be it. So see you guys in the next esports race we have, which is gonna be tomorrow.